Good morning everyone and welcome to another video. As you can see, the Willy hat is back on, and that means only one thing. That means that the weather is changing, and it has changed for a while, but to me it's starting to change for the better. We had a storm Amy that put a bit of a spanner in the works. We had really high water really fast, but never mind, it's changing now. Water levels are dropping and I'm starting to get excited because it's soon is the start of my own piking season, winter piking season. I'm still busy here at the lodge. I have another 2-3 weeks to finish up here, and then it'll be finally my turn to go out on the water. And it's been close to 2 years since I've done proper seasons, and I'm looking forward now to get back in full strength and put in the hours now to get some good fish. Yeah, again, we'll see what the weather will bring this winter, but I'm definitely motivated. And for this, I wanted to show you a bit of an update on the lures I'm going to use this winter. I know it's always a kind of a curiosity for many anglers to see what other people use, and I'm going to show you because I don't have too much secrets. Everybody's free to use anyway. I don't have any secret lures. They all come out from the same shop. And this year, I'm afraid that, like savagegear, I've absolutely knocked the ball out of the park. They released some really nice lures. Mainly, I think they were mainly designed for the American market for musky fishing. But here in Ireland, our pike are definitely like muskies. They start to behave like them with the weather, and they get big and mean here. So big musky lure do not scare Irish pike. So I'm glad that they brought that range into Europe, because they're going to catch a lot of pike. So I have a few here, and I'm going to unbox them with you and have a look and see what would I do to them to change them, or how I would fish them. So first of all, it's just nothing new, but it's a new color. It's the big 3D 4D whatever brim roach. Now this one, I like the color, kind of a nice one, especially here in the winter time we have some really nice clear waters, and having something a little bit darker like this with a little bit of a highlight could do the trick. Now as the rigging goes, for all the line through, the rigging is fairly decent now. The wire is pretty thick and decent. The hooks, I've never had any issues with the hooks lately for the last 2 years or so from savagegear. Yeah, they hold their sharpness. I had no problem at all. I'm glad that they got rid of the harness that they had here, because it was a little bit of a pain. Now it's just a straight line through with the swivel stuck inside. Now one thing that I might do is I will, even as good as this looks, I will redo all the wiring myself with my own wire and my own crimps. Not that I don't trust it. Well, I don't trust it. But if something happens, I only have myself to blame, because I had in the past lure failure from manufacturers, and it's when you grind the day and you might gonna have maybe 1 or 2 takes during the whole day and a sleeve comes out, it's not nice whatsoever. Okay, so I might redo the rigging. And one thing that I like to do, as you can see here, you have that hook here, and I like to bring it all the way up to the top here, this hook, right close to the head, because big pike usually, especially these lures, are designed for slow trolling in the winter. The main way that they're going to hit that bait is usually right on the head. They usually want to go for the kill shot. They don't want to miss a big prey like that, so they usually come from the side and tackle it head on. And usually having that a treble closer to the head usually assure me a really good hookup, and it's most of the time I get my hookups like that when I'm slow throwing with the first hook, the one closer to the head. And that's simply because big fish, they know how to hit prey. They've been at it for a long time, and they get big for a good reason. It's because they are successful the way they hunt. And yeah, so I closer to the head, that's my tip on these ones. If you're gonna keep the original harness on it, I strongly advise you to give it a really, really good pull on it and make sure that everything is up to scratch. Check the hooks, check the points, that everything is sharp. Check the split rings. I've seen here where there's one. This is just like being nitty picky, but there's one. The top one has been forced a little bit. And I don't know if we see it, but we can start to see a little bit of daylight through the split ring here, and that's just me. I'm going to change it. It's not for the price of a split ring and a little bit of wire. And like I said, if something goes wrong, you only have yourself to blame. So that's the first one. It's just a new color, but it's the same old lure that we all know. Now first, let's see. Okay, we have this one. This is a sucker imitation. Now, of course, we do not have any suckers in Ireland, but what I like is that it's fairly close to a big trout profile. The line through trout, the rattle trout, I had really good success. Especially, I like to tend to fish those when the weather gets choppy, when you get a little bit of wind on the water. This is when I like to go for a paddle tail with a rattle inside. Usually, I go for the inline swimmers like this, the one that are a little bit more discreet in calmer weather. If you have like a no wind, that's usually the one that I like to use, or the one with a big curly tail. And as soon as the weather picks up and the wind picks up and you start to get a bit more chop on the water, I like to use the paddle tail to give it more presence in the water. Now the thing I really like with this one, it's that it's not a line through, so it's a straight hook up here. So that's going to give us a really nice roll on the head. I think that's the design that's meant for it. Now, as you can see, the hooks, like they're definitely musky hooks because the wire is really heavy on those. What I like to do is maybe I'm probably going to change these hooks for a little lighter wire because I think they're fairly heavy. I try to give as least damage to the pike, but if you look compared to the size of the bait, they are absolutely real big hooks. And yeah, they are, like I said, intended for musky. So for pike, I will downsize a little bit the hook, especially on the wire thickness. But that's about it. Anyway, I always change the hooks on all my rigs. So this is the 3D sucker, and I think this one's going to work really nice for some slow trolling for the winter time. And because of the weight and the shape and the hook above the nose, it's going to be one that's going to sink a little bit more. So I expect that to go down at least to about 3-4 meters maybe. So nice, really nice quality paint job. Everything is, again, like they really come on Savagegear over the last 5-6 years with all these lures, and they are absolutely amazing, and they catch fish. Now, another one that's coming straight from the musky world and that we're getting here is the whitefish, line through whitefish. Now this looks like nothing we have in our waters, but I mean, in the winter time when we fish with sea bait, there is no mackerel or there's no herring, and they still catch fish. So I wouldn't worry about match the hatch too much. Actually, this remind me, and it's probably what it is, a big pollen. Again, really nice finish on it. This is, I can't remember the color on this one. Brown chartreuse, it says. Okay, maybe. So those are 36 centimeters for 478 grams. So definitely not intended for casting, but for slow trolling. these ones are going to pull fish from the depth really, really good. This is the whole technique about slow trawling, is to get those fish to come up and create maximum presence in the water for the fish to come up and grab those big baits in the winter. Nice addition here I see is that they have a little ring here for attachment for putting extra weight if you want to go a little bit deeper. Again, the wire, really good thick wire. Again, up to you. Do you want to change it? Actually, it'd be interesting to see what you think below in the comments. Are you the type of guy that just put it out of the box and put it on your line and fish? I'm more of the cautious guy. I rather check everything and even maybe change everything if it needs to. Like I said, if something goes wrong, there's only one person that you can blame. But a really nice lure, nice finish again. I'm liking this one. This lovely finish on the scales as well. As you can see, a little bit of glitter inside. It's like a see-through body. When you put it at the light, kind of lets the light through. But really, really nice finish on these ones. Now, of course, I had to take the smaller size for casting because I don't tend to trawl the whole day. I like to change in between casting and trawling, depend on the weather and the type of day that I'm having. But I had to take the smaller size for a little bit of casting, cast and retrieve. And this is a nice, and again, lovely colors. This type of colors always work well here in Ireland with the clear water that we have. This one is, let's see, we have a 27 centimeters for 217 grams. So nice, big, heavy swim bait rod, and you'll cast that no problem. Hooks are sharp, like they're really sticky. That's a good sign. They're not as thick as the other ones, so I probably will keep these hooks. But again, I will definitely check all the links and everything and give it a good tug on it. Make sure it doesn't come off, because on these big lures, especially if you trawl, there's a lot of power when the pike hits it. There's a lot of weight and there's a lot of force that's put on all the hardware on these. So make sure that they are all properly singed and everything. And the last one is another line through, and this one is an absolute beast. I'm really liking that one. We have the whitefish shad, and this one is in XL. Now we know the whitefish, we have it as a standalone lure, but this is a line through version. I went for the pike pattern on it because, yeah, the pike gets eaten here on a regular basis. So this one is a 38 centimeters for 450 grams. Again, perfect for those slow trawling days. And I'm well excited, especially for that massive paddle that it has. Has an absolute humongous paddle. Now, check this out. What a beauty. What an absolute beauty, this one. Now look at this. Big paddle. And again, talking about paddles, I always, for myself, I always tend to do better for paddles that are not 90 degrees on the fish, but have an incline on it. And if you look at this one, it has a little bit of an incline. And for some reason, they are the paddle that I prefer to fish with. I don't like the one that are 90 degrees like that on a fish. I like the one, I don't know, I think they move a little bit better for my liking. Again, the finish on the paint job and the fins, it's so lifelike. That's why I really like the rubber they use, savagegear. Really soft rubber. Gives you really, really nice lifelike movement. So there you go. This is the XL whitefish. Now that's going to be again another beast for slow trolling days. I'm really looking forward to use this one. And again, you can see you can add a little bit of extra weight at the front if you want to go a little bit deeper. But nice big bait. Absolutely huge amount of pulling power. This big pike can't ignore this. I mean, I fish usually these in the lakes here. I fish lakes up to maybe 20 meters, the deepest one, and they're not always at 20 meters in the deepest. These are extreme facts, like, you know, that I don't mostly fish, but even if it's deep, I always see the pike on the fish finder in the morning, and you can see where the bait fish is sitting and try to match where the bait fish are sitting. One of the big mistakes that a lot of people do when they slow trawling is that they usually tend to trawl a little bit too deep compared to where the fishes are. So big lures like this, I mean, 2-3 meters under the surface, and pike will come and nail them. Absolutely no problem, especially for something that big. Trawl that at, I usually like about 3 miles an hour. If it's windy, what I like with the wind is that I can use going upwind, going slower. I'll go about 2.5 miles an hour, and downwind I'll go a little bit faster. So it gives me two kind of retrieve. But that's, I can talk about trolling technique at another time, because this was just a quick look, a good look at all those really nice new lures from savagegear, and I'm absolutely pleased. Like, they're definitely going to be part of the box. Yeah, so there you go. Catch you next time, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Numbers are moving, so it's nice to see, and thanks for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one, boys. Bye.